Welcome back to the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Southeast Termite and Pest Control. Everyone loves spending time on their deck, their patio, their backyard in the summer. Unless you're being annoyed by mosquitoes, ants, and those giant carpenter bees bouncing off your head like tennis balls. Southeast Termite and Pest Control can treat your deck, treat your yard, treat your patio. Don't let the bugs drive you away. Don't let them drive you back inside. You paid good money for that yard. Have Southeast Termite and Pest Control come in and clear it out. Get rid of the skeeters, get rid of the ants, get rid of the carpenter bees. SoutheastTermite.com. Great local company. All right. Tennessee played Texas A&M, as I just said, about a week ago for a national title, and it didn't feel like a conference game, even though Texas A&M has been in the league for 12 years now. So I think a lot of these rivalries are based not so much, well, this team doesn't fit or that team doesn't fit. It's the fact you don't see them that often because you're a 16-team league or a 14-team league, whatever it's been. You know what I'm getting at. So I want to ask you very quickly. You tell me. I'm going to run through the other 15 schools. I want to know the ones that you think feel like a rivalry to Tennessee. And for this exercise, let's say in football. Okay? We'll just keep it to football. Alabama's a yes.
Yes.
Okay. Arkansas?
No.
Auburn?
Yes.
No.
This is going to depend on
Yes.
age.
It's a generational
Yes.
It
thing.
does to me.
Yes.
No, but I think they haven't played enough.
No,
I think
that's
that's
it.
the problem.
Well, they used to play every year.
I know.
Yeah,
It's been 30 years, though.
Yeah, for people who don't remember
Right.
that, when I was a kid, the people who grew up with Tennessee, Florida being the kickoff to your SEC season, it was Auburn that was the kickoff.
I wish it was more of a rivalry because I think those programs have a lot in common, but it just hasn't
Well,
been
if
played
they
enough.
start playing again, it would be a
Right.
rivalry.
Yeah.
Okay. Florida.
Yes.
Florida is a yes?
Oh, yes. Florida,
Absolutely.
definitely.
With a bullet.
Okay. But if you didn't play, it wasn't before you added them and started
Yeah.
playing.
Right.
Earlier. That did,
It's the opposite of what happened with Auburn.
Yes,
Yeah.
they switched places. Absolutely. Georgia?
Yes.
Yes, but this one's fringe to me. Like,
Yeah, it still doesn't feel like
it's a
for some
rivalry,
reason-
but it's
Yeah,
just
but
been a
I mean,
weird
but
one.
one.
to me, it is a
Grown
rivalry.
men who
but it
bark
is,
at
yeah,
children,
it's
yes,
kind
it's
of
a
like
rivalry.
playing a friendly. I mean, I don't think people don't have the distaste for Georgia.
I think the problem is you haven't had those two teams up and really good at the same time very
Right.
often.
Whereas Tennessee, Florida
Yeah.
came into the league, they got paired together in the East, and they were the top teams in the SEC.
I know a radio host that has the distaste for Georgia.
That's not a very good crowd down there. Kentucky? Are you kidding
This
me?
is
Bring back
one
the
I'm-
barrel.
I
Bring
think
back
so.
the barrel. It's a border rivalry. You've played
Yeah.
them more than anybody
I know.
else in the
Yeah.
SEC.
Bring back the barrel.
I go yes on this one, but I have a hard time with this one and Vandy because you can only have, can you really have five?
Right, you're right. You
real rivals?
can only have one of Kentucky Vandy, and that's why I'm going Kentucky.
I would lean Kentucky too.
yeah.
I'm born and
Over
raised
Vandy.
in this city. That rivalry was simply about donating blood, and my parents wearing that split T-shirt, blue and orange. Kentucky's a rival.
I think so too. You don't enjoy the Kentucky football game.
Not really, no.
It's been better in recent years.
LSU
No.
doesn't feel like it to me.
Haven't played often
don't play
enough.
No, they don't
Yeah.
play him enough.
Mississippi State,
No.
Nope.
Missouri.
No.
You've played them
No.
every year. No.
Stand
Doesn't
on
feel-
business.
and that
It's
thing's
been an important
a good
game.
series.
Yeah.
It's been a very evenly matched series too. They've beaten you and you've whipped them. And
Evenly
no.
matched, but one-sided games.
Yeah.
Oklahoma, no, you haven't played them. Ole Miss
Should be, but isn't.
Nope.
was.
RC
See,
spot on.
see,
Was.
Ole Miss would jump up there before Kentucky with me. But that's just because, well, I just grew up with them playing Ole Miss.
Well, you grew up
People
playing
remember
Kentucky
what
too.
you
Used
did
to
in
play in
November.
Memphis, you know?
But
Yeah.
I remember Ole Miss being a little bit more competitive
Yeah.
than Kentucky did. was.
South Carolina.
Now
No.
it is climbing the charts, in my opinion.
It's another one like Missouri where there have been some important games and some good ones.
We said that Florida and Auburn switched places.
Yeah.
Ole Miss and South Carolina kind of switched places.
Yeah.
Ole Miss to me was not bigger than Kentucky, but it was up there. You know, it was a rival. South Carolina is becoming a rival of late, but it's still not on the top of my list. Do we put it on there or no?
I say
feel like
no
I'm
because you
not.
strictly said football.
Yeah,
But
and
if you
it's too
said
recent.
all athletic departments, women's basketball, baseball, all that, no. So I'd say no, but it's climbing.
I think it's also too recent. You've
Yeah.
got heat for
It's
these
new
last.
blood.
Is it going to last?
Yeah.
All right. Texas, not yet. Texas A&M, not yet.
No.
Nope.
Vanderbilt.
Come on.
I don't think that doesn't feel like a rivalry to me.
No.
Bob?
No.
It doesn't just because
They
Vanderbilt's
come
terrible.
under the heading of the Kentucky rule.
All right, so here's the deal. It is there are 15 teams, 16-team league. There are 15 other teams other than Tennessee, and we think 4 of them feel like a rivalry.
That's
Yeah.
Some
So
of
we've
us
got,
think
you
That's what
can't,
it is for
you can't
most
see it there,
schools.
but it's Alabama, Florida. There you go. Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky. That's what we got.
But that's good for some schools. Some schools only have 1 or 2. You know, it's just
Yeah.
it,
And
everybody's
Auburn
different.
should be on that list.
And some of those rivalries feel forced too, and they get
Right.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. And the other thing is, it's funny to listen to people talk about schedules and who ought to be there, and nobody ever takes into account other people's feelings.
Yeah.
I always get, because we deal with Tennessee fans, I always hear,
Yeah.
we'll make those two play each other. It's like, but those two don't have any history. It's like, I don't care. And it's like, well,
Organically.
nobody cares about, it's like Mississippi State, Alabama, who cares? Those are the two closest schools in the conference. They've played a billion times.
Yeah.
They care. So I know you don't care, but they care.
Like if you don't give Kentucky, Tennessee as a permanent rival, who are they playing every year?
Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
But yeah, to me,
Yeah.
we'll get into this a little later.
Yeah.
Kentucky's a rival in two sports.
Yep.
And I don't know that any of those other schools
Completely agree.
are. All right. When we come back, in 1992, Tennessee started playing Florida and Georgia every year, and those turned into rivalries. They were playing Arkansas, and they've played Missouri every year. Those two didn't turn into rivalries. If you take the three new far west teams, A&M, who's been here for a while, Oklahoma, and Texas, which one of those, if Tennessee got them every year, is most likely to become a rival? Would any of them? We'll discuss. Come on back.